Wine plays an important role in our society. In today's time, no function, no occasion is complete without a wine. Today, it has become a status symbol as India continues to adopt Western style. A large group of drinkers says that wine plays an important role in bringing people together. Like wine represents the Western culture, but we Indians have our own wine brand, which is very much liked in India as well as all over the world. Yes, we are talking about Sula wine since Nasik is the wine capital of India and the most talked about wine is Sula wine. So today we are going Sula Vineyard in Nasik. ये नासिक में हमारा दूसरा दिन है और हमने एज यूजुअल अपने दिन की शुरुआत की ब्रेकफास्ट से।
अभी बज रहे हैं 11:30 और हम निकल रहे हैं सुला वाइन की तरफ। आईबीएस नासिक से सुला वाइन 6.5 किलोमीटर की डिस्टेंस पे है, तो अभी हम निकलेंगे तो हार्डली 15-20 मिनट में पहुंच जाएंगे। अब मिलते हैं डायरेक्टली सुला विनयार्ड में। बाय बाय।
Sula Vineyard is located outside the city and you will find lush greenery on the way and it looks even more beautiful during monsoons. टिकट्स की बात करें तो एंट्री टिकट्स की प्राइस है 600 पर पर्सन वीकडेज में और वीकेंड्स में 1000 पर पर्सन। टिकट प्राइस को आप बॉटल शॉप और गिफ्ट शॉप में रिडीम कर सकते हो। अगर आपको बॉटल शॉप या गिफ्ट शॉप में इसे रिडीम नहीं करना है तो आप इसे टूर एंड टेस्टिंग में भी रिडीम कर सकते हो। तो हमने एंट्री टिकट ली है 600 पर पर्सन और अब हम उसे रिडीम करेंगे टूर एंड टेस्टिंग में। ये वीडियो काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाली है क्योंकि मैंने पूरे टूर और टेस्टिंग सेशन को रिकॉर्ड किया है। And you know the funny thing about me is that I don't like to drink but I like to explore a lot. So I have taken a tasting session not to taste but just to see. This is a gift shop where you can redeem your ticket price. Coming here, I learned so many things about wine that I didn't know before. I don't drink, but I like to know everything.
First of all, welcome to Sula Vineyards. My name is Shivani and I'll be hosting your tour and tasting session. Now, but back in 1999, that was our main winery. यहाँ से सब कुछ start हुआ है. That is the mother plant and that is the source of the Sula and that is why the name of the resort is the source. Now that we have expanded, we have two major production units. One is at Dindori. Dindori is the name of the place जो यहाँ से 45 to 50 kilometers away है. वहाँ पे major production होता है. साथ में 100% of bottling and labeling होता है. Second place is Sula. Now we'll start with the wine making process. What are the main ingredients used in wine making? Grapes, correct. So there are two types of grapes, white grapes or green grapes and black grapes or purple grapes. And white wines are made out of white grapes, red wines are made out of black grapes or purple grapes. But जो market से buy करते हैं and consume करते हैं, उसमें से हम wine बना सकते हैं? No? Right, correct. So those are called table grapes and in wine making we use wine grapes. What is the basic difference? They both come from the same family. Difference ये है कि wine grape berries have thicker skin. The wine grape berries are smaller in size. It has, instead of pulp, it has juice with balanced amount of sugar and acidity. This acidity gives a little structure to our wine, or it is citric acid जो citrus fruit में मिलता है. It is good for health. Now all the wine grape berries have seeds in it. The seeds are also important for wine making process. This is the basic difference. Now we'll start with the first step, which is harvesting the perfectly ripened grapes. So when do we harvest? During the months of January to March or maybe till mid-April. We have at Sula only one harvesting cycle throughout the year. Why? Because Nasik is situated 800 meters above the sea level. और Nasik is surrounded by Sahyadri mountain range. इसकी वजह से जो दिन का कोल्ड ब्रीज आती है फ्रॉम द माउंटेन्स, उसकी वजह से दिन का टेम्परेचर काफी कंट्रोल रहता है. ड्यूरिंग दिस मंथ्स द नाइट्स आर कोल्डर एंड द डेज आर सनियर. उसकी वजह से शुगर एंड एसिडिटी का जो रिजर्वेंस होना चाहिए बेरीज में वो काफी अच्छे से होता है. राइपननेस बेरीज का काफी अच्छे से होता है एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी हार्वेस्ट आवर बेरीज ड्यूरिंग दिस मंथ्स. Now after harvesting, what we do, we bring our berries here. The berries are brought here. This is called a crush bed area. जहाँ पे आप खड़े हैं, यहाँ पे second step होता है, which is called crushing and pressing of this different grape varieties. Alright. Now जब हम हार्वेस्ट करते हैं तब ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है ना सारे ग्रेप्स हमें अच्छे मिलेंगे. There are some good grapes, there are some bad grapes as well. So we have to manually segregate good grapes. Now after the manual segregation of wild grapes, we load the berries into this machine. This machine is called a pneumatic press. और उसमें जो सिलिंड्रिकल शेप आपको दिख रहा है, there is a canvas balloon present in the machine. जब वो बलून इन्फ्लेट होता है तब वो बेरीज को वेरी जेंटली प्रेस करता है अगेंस्ट द वॉल. द वॉल इज परफोरेटेड फ्रॉम द इनसाइड एंड देयर आर टू पैनल्स. एक पैनल में हमारा जो जूस है बिकॉज ऑफ द जेंटल प्रेस वो एक्सट्रैक्ट हो जाता है. नेक्स्ट पैनल में जो मल्च है, जो रिमेन है, उसको दैट इज स्किन, स्टेम्स एंड सीड, राइट, ये अक्यूमुलेट हो जाता है. ये मल्च में से हम बनाते हैं फर्टिलाइजर. वी यूज इट एज अ फर्टिलाइजर बैक टू आवर farms, and जो juice हमने extract किया है, we'll be transferring the juice into the tanks for further fermentation process. It's all about white grapes. Now about black grapes. मार्केट में से बाय किया हुआ ब्लैक ग्रेप कभी किसी ने पील करके देखा है, राइट? उसका जो पल्प रहता है, it does not have any red color. It is milkish in color. It is translucent in color, right? So red wine का कलर कहाँ से आता है? Red wine gets its color from the skin of a black grape, which contains anthocyanin, which is a pigment. That is why, in case of black grapes, what we do after manual segregation, we load the berries into this machine, which is called a destemmer. जैसा नाम है वैसा उसका काम है stems को separate करना from the berries. So after the stems are separated, berries are directly loaded into the tanks for further fermentation process, not into this machine. Why? Because we need the skin contact. जहाँ से color आता है, red color आता है. Okay, about the third type of wine जो मार्केट में अवेलेबल है, पिंक कलर का वाइन, the rose wines, correct? So there is a misconception that rose wines are made out of rose petals और rose essence ऐड किया जाता है, rose water ऐड किया जाता है. No, first of all, it's not rose, it's rosé. Rosé is a French word which means pink in color, and there are two making methods of a rosé wine. partial skin contact and a blending. So partial skin contact जो making method है वो same है black grape का, manual segregation, destemming and the berries are loaded into the tanks. But in case of rosé wines, before we start the fermentation, we keep the skin in contact with the juice for 3 to 4 hours to get that pink pigmentation. जैसे ही वो pink color आ जाता है, उसका skin हम remove कर देते हैं, filter कर देते हैं and उसका fermentation होता है. Second method is blending, जहाँ पे हम white and red को blend करते हैं to make a rosé wine. Understood? Okay, the next step is fermentation. But आपके सामने जितने भी tanks हैं, all these tanks are stainless steel tanks, and also stainless steel is inert. And fermentation के टाइम पे हमें कोई chemical reaction नहीं चाहिए, इसीलिए stainless steel use किया जाता है. Now, apart from fermentation, all these tanks are used for storing as well as aging of different wines. All these tanks are jacketed from the inside. मतलब 2 layer रहते हैं, 2 walls रहते हैं सारे tanks में, और एक ग्लाइकोल नाम का कूलिंग एजेंट है जो रन करता है थ्रू द वॉल्स ऑफ दिस टैंक्स. उसका काम क्या है? इट्स अ कूलिंग एजेंट. उसका काम है टेम्परेचर कंट्रोल करना. आप सबको पता होगा फर्मेंटेशन के टाइम पे थोड़ा हीट जनरेट होता है, टेम्परेचर थोड़ा रेज हो जाता है. इफ वी डू नॉट कंट्रोल द टेम्परेचर, वाइन व्हिच वी आर फर्मेंटिंग इनसाइड द टैंक्स विल बी स्पॉइल्ड इवेंचुअली. वी हैव टू कंट्रोल द टेम्परेचर. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, डिफरेंट वाइन्स आर फर्मेंटेड एट डिफरेंट टेम्परेचर. दैट इज व्हाई ग्लाइकोल इज देयर. Now the basic fermentation process, उसके लिए क्या करते हैं? Yeast ऐड करते हैं. Yeast आप सबको पता है, it's not a chemical. Yeast is a living organism, correct? So yeast को activate करते हैं and ये tanks में, juice में हम ऐड करते हैं from the caps of these tanks. ये सारे जो भी tanks है उसके ऊपर caps है जो आपको obviously नहीं दिखेंगे. Yeast क्या करेगा? Yeast will convert the sugar naturally present in the juice into alcohol. It will give us main product which is alcohol, and it will give us byproduct which is carbon dioxide. Correct? So this carbon dioxide which we got as a byproduct, it's natural. So what we do after the fermentation is over, हम उसको release कर देते हैं into air. That is going to be used by plants. Photosynthesis process सबको पता है about this. Now if we do not release it, what will happen? If we trap it down inside the tanks, what will happen? What can happen? Yes, correct, everyone. Yes. Okay, so it's not in a lot of quantity since it's a byproduct. तो वो pressure create करता है and वो धीरे-धीरे dissolve होने start कर देता है into the juice and वो fizz बनाता है carbon dioxide, and we get our sparkling wines by trapping down the carbon dioxide. So wines are divided, apart from roses, whites and reds, wines are divided into two categories by nature: still wines and sparkling wines. So carbonated wines hai, jo fizzy wines hai, those are called sparkling wines. Okay, so those wines which are not carbonated, which does not have any fizz, those are called still wines because they are still in nature. Basic difference. Now हमारा fermentation process हो गया है. Next process is aging, maturation of these different wines. But in case of sparkling wines, we do not age sparkling wines. क्या होता है स्पार्कलिंग वाइन्स को हम फर्मेंट करने के बाद उसको फिल्टर कर देते हैं, कोल्ड स्टेबलाइज कर देते हैं फॉर अ व्हाइल, एंड द रेडी वाइन इज सेंट टू डिंडोरी वाया टेम्परेचर कंट्रोल्ड टैंकर्स फॉर बॉटलिंग एंड लेबलिंग. एज आई टोल्ड यू, 100% of bottling and labeling happens at Dindori. Now about rosé wines, we do not age rosé wines because we like them fresh and fruity. It's the same method as sparkling wines: fermentation, filtration, cold stabilization. The ready wine is sent to Dindori for bottling and labeling. In case of white wines, so some of the white wines are aged inside tanks, some of the white wines are aged inside an oak wood barrel. Now it's a winemaker's call कि उनको कैसा wine चाहिए as an end product. Now in case of red wines, so most of the red wines are aged inside an oak wood barrel. I will explain the entire aging method. Why do we need to use oak wood into the barrel room, barrel cellar? This is the barrel room, the barrel cellar where we age our wines. Now before I explain the entire aging method, aging process, a little introduction of these barrels. We only use oak wood for aging process because oak wood की बहुत सारी properties है, and out of very many properties, the main property of any oak wood is its microscopic porosity. मतलब इसके सरफेस पे छोटे छोटे माइक्रोस्कोपिक साइज के पोर्स रहते हैं. दिस पोर्स आर रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द एजिंग प्रोसेस. आई विल एक्सप्लेन हाउ. We have two types of barrels: French oak wood barrel and an American oak wood barrel, and we import these barrels from France. Entirely assembled barrels are imported from France. Okay. Now, why do we need to use two different barrels, two different oak wood? Okay, any regular wine drinker or anyone who has tasted an aged wine before? Okay, so the French oak wood barrel particularly imparts, enhances spicy aromas such as cinnamon, cardamom, pepper, tobacco, leather, meat, cigars, smokes. And American oak wood imparts, enhances smooth, sweet aromas such as vanilla, coconut, butter, cream, chocolate, caramel. This is the basic difference. Now इनका वाइन मेकर का हमारा डिसीजन रहता है कि कैसा वाइन उनको चाहिए. According to that, they will decide to age different wines in different barrels. So keep this in mind. Apart from yeast, nothing is added externally into the wine throughout the wine making journey. Okay, yeast को ही add करते हैं. बाकी सारे जो flavors है, सारे aromas है, these are all natural. During the aging, some aromas are derived from the grape varieties and some aromas are derived, enhanced during the aging process. Understood? Okay, now about the main aging that happens inside the barrels. जैसे मैंने बताया in the fermentation tank cellar that most of the red wines are aged inside an oak wood barrel, correct? And some of the white wines. But why mostly red wines we are aging inside the barrel? ब्लैक ग्रेप की स्किन में मैंने जैसे बताया एक एंथोसायनिन which is a pigment is present, right? But apart from anthocyanin, there is a different compound present there which is called a tannin. You all know about tannin. You might not know the name, but you know the feeling. जामुन खाए सबने? Yes, black tea पिया होगा, green tea पिया होगा. So after eating jamuns, after having a black tea or a green tea, the furry feeling which you get on your tongue, on your palate, dry mouth feel which you get, that is because of the tannins. And those same tannins are present in the skin and a seed of a black grape. So after fermentation, we are left with fermented alcohol without any flavors, without any aromas. It is high in tannins as well as it is high in acidity because wine grape है, तो wine grape में acidity भी present है. So it is not advisable to drink that directly. Correct? What we do, we neutralize those tannins by aging them. ये neutralization कैसे होता है? Microscopic porosity is the main property of this oak wood. Through those pores, there is a beautiful system that takes place that we call it a barter system. Barter system सबको पता है ना, लेन देन. Correct? आपको to make this to understand this very easily, I will give you an example. Okay, लकड़े को पानी में डाल दोगे तो क्या होगा? Yes, it will swell up by absorbing the water. Correct? Now this is an oak wood, but by nature is just wood. And हमने इसमें क्या store किया है? fermented alcohol which has its own natural water content. Now this wood will try to absorb the natural water content out of the juice. Simultaneously through those pores, oxygen which is present will go in. Oxygen enters, it interacts with those tannins which is called a micro oxidation प्रोसेस, और टैनिन्स धीरे धीरे सॉफ्ट होते जाते हैं एंड जैसे जैसे वो वाटर कंटेंट बाहर आ रहा है वाइन इज बिकमिंग मोर विस्कस ओवर द टाइम. वाइन बनती जाती है गाढ़ी. दिस इज द एंटायर एजिंग दैट हैपेंस इनसाइड दिस बैरल्स. बट अभी डिपेंड करता है कि कौन सी वाइन को हम कौन से बैरल में एज कर रहे हैं. अगर वाइन को हम फ्रेंच बैरल में एज कर रहे हैं तो ये प्रोसेस के साथ साथ वाटर सिस्टम के साथ साथ साइमल्टेनियसली स्पाइसी अरोमाज एनहांस हो गए. करेक्ट. ये वुड देता है स्पाइसी अरोमाज, टोबैको, लेदरी, मीटी अरोमाज, एंड वो ही वुड अमेरिकन बैरल देता है स्मूथ अरोमाज, स्वीट अरोमाज. बट बाइटर सिस्टम जो होता है वो दोनों ही बैरल में सेम होता है. अंडरस्टूड. Okay, now about the temperature of this room. काफी ठंडा है. We have to maintain this cold throughout the year. जब भी एज हम वाइन्स को कर रहे हैं. Why? Because इससे थोड़ा ज्यादा टेम्परेचर हो जाएगा. इससे कम में तो हम कर ही नहीं सकते. अगर इससे थोड़ा ज्यादा भी हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा? Those pores which are microscopic pores will expand a little. और हमें ऑक्सीजन एंट्री सिर्फ मिनिमम चाहिए बिकॉज हमें माइक्रो ऑक्सीडेशन चाहिए. अगर ऑक्सीजन एंट्री ज्यादा हो जाएगी तो वाइन विल ऑक्सीडाइज. It will start to taste like vinegar. That is why this is maintained throughout the year. Now this is not natural cold. This is an air conditioning room, correct? The air is dry. Because of the dry air, this wood can start to crack. The wines can start to leak out of this barrels. To prevent this, we have to maintain the humidity of this room up to 85%. आपको जो sprinklers दिख, sorry my bad, आपको जो sprinklers दिख रहा है, थोड़ा noise आ रहा है, that is because of the humidifiers. Understood? So these are the external factors which we are adding for the aging process. Now about the capacity of each barrel, which is 225 liters, we can make up to 300 bottles of wine out of each barrel. Because continuous barter system की वजह से, continuous aging की वजह से, those pores will be eventually closed. वो same aromas and flavors impart नहीं करेंगे into the wine. इसीलिए what we do after 6 to 7 times of usage, we clean the barrel, we sanitize the barrel, उसको customize भी करते हैं. And we send it to the gift shop for selling purpose और maybe solar premises में as a decorative piece रखते हैं. आपने जितने भी solar premises में और सारे barrels देखे, all these barrels are used barrels. Now prices vary करता है from 40,000, 60,000 up to 1 lakh. I really want to show all the numbers. Okay, so the 22 is the year 2022. 2023 when we bought the barrel, when we imported the barrel. उसके बाजू में जो numbers हैं, these are the barrel numbers, batch number, particular barrel का number है. Demtos जो है वो हमारे manufacturer है जहाँ से हम import करते हैं. Now Sula का logo, the sun, India is a tropical country. The sun represents Indian tropical weather and the mustache and tilak represents Indian culture. MG that means medium grain. तो wood का जो stay होता है उसमें medium grain रहते हैं, white grain रहते हैं. What else is there? US means this is an American barrel. MTTH, MT मतलब medium toasted. तो ये wood को, ये staves को अंदर से burn किया जाता है, toast किया जाता है. According to that, there are high toasted, there are medium toasted, and there are low toasted barrels. MT plus मतलब double toasted, and TH, this is the top head of the barrel. Understood?
वीडियो ज़्यादा लंबी होने की वजह से आई डिवाइडेड दिस वीडियो इनटू 2 पार्ट. आई यूजली अपलोड माई वीडियो ऑन एवरी वीकेंड, सो यू जस्ट हैव टू वेट फॉर द नेक्स्ट वीकेंड. All you have to do just to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so you will get notified whenever I'll upload my next video. I know this is quite boring to ask for the subscription, but trust me, I feel the same. So see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye.